What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode. This is episode 4 of hashtag
LiveLeanTV.
So we are now officially a podcast as well. So shout out to all our podcast listeners. And the way we left last episode is we asked you guys how to decide how we're going to give away some gift cards and a few things to you guys for participating. Somebody came up with a great idea, and I don't remember whose name it was. Do you remember whose name it was?
I don't know.
But she said we're going to pick somebody who goes over to iTunes or goes over to Stitcher and rates the podcast and puts a review in there and puts a comment on there. We'll pick somebody over there. So go over to iTunes, go over to Stitcher, put a review, and rate the podcast. We're going to pick a winner.
Win a $25 gift certificate.
Straight up gift card.
My Protein, where you can get supplements, clothing, anything you want to buy.
So thank you guys for joining in. Let's jump right into the question. So if you're new to the show, send us in a question. Hashtag AskLiveLeanTV on Twitter is the best place to do it, or on any social media, and we'll answer it on film. So first question I'll ask you.
Okay.
Comes from Tara D. Cooper on Facebook. Tara asks, my question has to do with steady state cardio versus high intensity. I much prefer doing shorter, high intensity, but I have a friend who recently hired a personal trainer and was told to do the steady state and to keep her heart rate at a certain level for an hour, in all capital. Otherwise, instead of burning fat, she is burning muscle. Would love to hear your thoughts on this. Love you guys. Hashtag Live Lean is the best team.
Aha. So basically the question is like, do you go into muscle burning mode after an hour? Do you think like that would be a way to rephrase it?
Yeah, she just wants to know what's better, steady state or high intensity.
Okay. Well, we've had this talk before, right?
Yes, we have.
But for all of you that are new to our channel and everything, you may not know that we are big supporters and fans of high intensity exercise, short duration.
Right.
And the reason being, I mean, it's not really because of the fact that your body's burning more fat versus muscle in low intensity. You know, that whole heart rate training zone that you'll see on every machine at the gym. It's not really, it doesn't tell you the whole picture. We look at your life as like an overall, like a holistic picture, and that you're going to get results based on what you're doing consistently over time and your whole like hormonal environment, what you're eating and all that stuff too. So the reason we like short but intense workouts is because there's more passion in it. You know, like you hit the gym hard and you actually, it feels different than going in for a slow, boring hour of, you know, cardio.
Yeah.
So I just think like the main reason that we're supporters of HIIT is just because it's more fun, it's more energizing.
It's more athletic.
It's more athletic. You can get a lot more activity done in a short amount of time. So you're actually saving time. You can get on with your day quicker. There's so many reasons, and they're not all physiological. Some of them are lifestyle related.
Yeah. So you got to remember the overall calorie burn here. So a lot of people are like, I'm going to go do cardio for an hour on the treadmill, stay at a steady pace, and I'll burn 400 calories. Or you can go in, you can do 20 minutes, sprints, really like only 6 to 8 minutes of hardcore sprints, and you're not burning as many calories during that period, but for the entire day, your metabolism has gone up, you're burning more calories throughout the day. It's just an overall better activity for fat burn, for muscle building as well, because you're getting more athletic.
You get more EPOC, which is your post-exercise oxygen consumption.
The afterburn.
Yeah, like you know when you're really huffing and puffing after you've just done something intense, that oxygen is helping you burn more fat. So that's more effective than when you're just breathing like normally or barely out of breath by doing that slow, steady cardio. So, but to answer a question, like, are you going into muscle burning mode?
I was gonna say, no. I mean, like, let's be like totally 100% real here. Like, your body has stored body fat in it. Your body probably has a lot of sugar as well. So you're going to be burning, burning all of that stuff before you burn into your muscle. Like your muscle is, I mean, if you're worried about it, take a BCA, take some protein before your workout to make sure your muscle nitrogen levels are higher, and you're going to be completely fine. Like, don't worry about burning into muscle with HIIT training because it's so short, it's so intense.
No, I think she was worried about burning into muscle with the cardio training, wasn't she, with the long steady state?
No, she said her personal trainer told her that. Yeah, your personal trainer told her to do steady state and to keep her heart rate. Otherwise, instead of burning fat, you're burning muscle. So we're kind of beating this question to death, but
I disagree.
I disagree with that as well.
We disagree.
But you know what? Give them both a try. But what works for us, what works for all of our clients is HIIT training. Do HIIT training. Let's move on.
I personally cannot stand to be on the treadmill for an hour, so that's why I don't do that.
Next question.
All right, so this one is from Danielle Ger, I don't know. One from Snapchat. She says, haha.
It's he, actually.
Oh, he.
Yeah.
Oh, Daniel, I don't know. Okay, I'm sorry about that. Okay, so no worries. We use protein powder after workouts. Now we use my protein. It tells you to take 1 scoop after the workout. This must be like
this was a continuation question, but just read the last sentence. That's the question.
Oh, the question is there a weight ratio we should follow after the workout to maximize our gains for protein post-recovery?
So the question is, how much protein should you take after your
Based on
workout?
your
If you are
body weight?
150 pounds or if you are 200 pounds, should you take the same amount of protein or should you take less protein?
Yeah,
So the
good
answer
question.
is, essentially, after your workout, your body needs to repair. That's why we need to be taking in protein. But you can load in 80 grams of protein, but the essential amount of protein that you want to get in post-workout, regardless of your body size, is at least 20 grams of protein. So I usually would say between 20 and 40 grams, get it in there. That's going to give you enough of the essential amino acids to help repair the muscles, recover the muscles, and grow them bigger for your next workout. So
you're saying 20 grams for anyone?
is minimum.
Like regardless of their body
If
weight?
you're going less than 20 grams of protein after your workout, you're not giving your body enough to do all of the mechanics that needs to do to repair and recover.
Same for females, same for males, same for 100 pounds, same for 200 pounds.
So 20 is the minimum. So hit 20, but like I take between like 30 and 40. You know, I just throw a scoop in. Typically that's around what it gets me. But just like...
So about 2 scoops is going to be 40 grams of protein typically.
Well, no, that depends on the protein.
It definitely depends, So you have to read the labels. And you also need to work this factor into your overall meal plan. Like when you're deciding how much protein you should have at each meal. If you like lay out all your day's worth of meals and snacks, then you can figure out how much protein you're having for the day. That'll help clue you in as to how much you should have each meal. But yeah, like there's been some arguments about how much we can actually absorb. Like you said, if you just pound 80 grams of protein in one sitting, are you actually going to absorb that? Or are you just going to feel like a rock in your stomach and it's not even moving? So, but yeah, as for the weight to protein ratio, I would say do your meal plan. Use the meal planner software that we provide. It's very user friendly and you can figure out how much protein you should be having based on your weight.
Yeah. But bottom line, get at least 20 grams in.
After your workouts.
Okay, next question is from Carrie Ann. A question for your next Q&A. My husband lives lean 365. I'm just starting out on my journey in becoming lean 365. We have 4 children and we eat overall pretty healthy. But any suggestions on how living lean can be applied to family life, such as meal prepping for 6 people? Thanks in advance.
That. Yeah, that's such an awesome question because as you guys know, we got a little bun in the oven here. You can't see it if you're listening to the podcast, but here's the belly view. So we are starting our own little family. Right now we're just cooking for the 2 of us, but it's definitely something that we think about and are planning to incorporate in the future. And for us, it feels like a no-brainer. Like feed your kids the same thing that you eat. Like we get this question all the time, like what should the kids eat? And it's like food. It's kind of like your little rant in the last Q&A. You're like, eat food. Everybody should just eat food. But I know kids can be like pickier sometimes. But I feel like a lot of our recipes are really, they could be kid friendly as well.
They are kid friendly because they taste good.
And we'll see. We'll let you guys know how our daughter reacts. But
so
we plan on feeding her real food.
So, but the question is meal prepping for 6 people. How would you do it?
Yeah, I would make giant batches of whatever you're making. Like right now, as we usually make, like if we're making like a slow cooker meat or something, we'll make like an 8-serving batch or something because we want it to last for several days. But when you're cooking for 6 people, I would make like a maybe 10 serving or 12
you just have
serving
to,
batch.
if you're
something
following
like
a
that,
recipe,
like get big pans.
if you're following a recipe,
yeah,
and the recipe says it serves 4, then if you're serving 6 people and you want to have leftovers, double or triple
Double
the
and
recipe.
triple your recipes, yeah.
If you're following a meal plan, like in our Team LiveLean site, like if the meal plan says it serves 2 people, then just
triple.
quadruple it. You just gotta, be a little bit over.
And maybe shop at Costco.
Yeah, we shop at Costco for 2 people.
We actually do too, and it really helps when you buy healthy food in bulk. Then you have a lot of it in your house, like ready to go, and that'll encourage you to meal prep. And I just think if if I were doing it for 6 people, I'd probably meal prep every 2 to 3 days instead of just once a week. I would meal prep more often.
Yeah, every
and
3
just
to 4
bigger.
days. Yeah.
Yeah, so hopefully that will help you.
Yeah, so you just kind of have to get in there, get dirty, and just, like I said, pick those 2 days of the week that you're going to do the meal prepping and just go at it.
And then you won't have to spend your life in the kitchen because we don't want you to feel bogged down with cooking all the time. So try to get ahead of yourself.
Yeah. Okay, next question.
Okay, so from Ronnie O on Snapchat.
Yep.
Ask LiveLeanTV, if my goal is 1,790 calories per day, but at the end of the day have over 1,000 calorie deficit due to working out, is that okay or healthy? I want to make sure I'm maximizing my efforts.
So 1,000 calorie deficit, that's a crazy workout.
I know, that is an intense workout.
What are you
that
doing?
May also be from food also.
What do you mean from food?
Like if he, the goal was 1,790, but at the end of the day, he hasn't even hit that. Plus he had a workout.
Okay,
So
I guess I'm not really understanding.
1,000?
Yeah, I guess I'm not really understanding the question, unless you want to answer, because I don't really. So if you're saying my goal is 1,790 calories, but at the end of the day you have over 1,000 calorie deficit, so that means
he hadn't hit the goal with food and he had a workout, which made the deficit that large.
Okay, you answer that.
That's what I'm assuming.
Yeah.
So this is a good question because 1,000 calorie deficit, as you guys may or may not know, is way bigger than we recommend for sustainable fat loss. Because you may lose weight, but it's going to be a lot from water weight, and your body might actually be kind of in shock mode. So you might actually see your real long-term results.
Yeah.
You might have a short-term weight loss and then gain it back again. And you might just get really, really hungry by the end of the week and then just eat everything in your house. So you really want your deficit to be more 300 calories per day. That's usually the maximum that we go at. 500 would be
that's the max.
For us.
And this is what we always tell people is that people don't realize if you are dieting and you're working out, you have to eat more.
Mm-hmm. Especially if you're doing 1,000 calorie
Well, no, I think I may have read that wrong.
Yeah.
I think she might be a she.
Yeah.
But I may be wrong. But anyway, the person, I think I just read it wrong. If they're not burning 1,000 calories during their workout, they're just.
Right. I think
it seems
total
like at the
deficit
end
is
of the day they're at 1,000 calories. Mm-hmm. That's a lot.
So we do think you need to eat more.
So you got to eat more because what's going to happen is you're going to pretty much burn yourself out at that pace, being in the 1,000 calorie deficit.
Totally.
Your body could potentially go into starvation mode. I'm surprised you're not starving after that.
I'd be hungry.
So we gotta tell you guys, when you are working out, your metabolism's gonna go up. You're gonna be burning more calories, so you have to eat more. That's the great thing. When you're working out, you get to eat more. It's great. It's like you're not starving yourself because you burn those calories by working out.
So eat more. Hopefully that helps you out, and don't be tempted to make your deficit so extreme thinking that's going to help you lose weight faster, because we said it ends up being a bounce back situation.
Yeah, burning into
for
muscle.
The long term, it is not what you want to be doing. So think slow, steady, plan your weight loss over time. If you have 10 pounds to lose, don't try to lose it in 1 week. Try to lose it in a few months.
Yeah.
Okay?
That's going to maintain it over the long term.
Yeah. All right. So Cisco Bausch. I love that name. Okay, so I know living lean is a lifestyle, but life is really busy at times. Tell me about it, bro. Is drinking your meals just as healthy, like greens and whey?
I'm going to say no.
Okay.
You think taking supplements is better than eating whole foods?
No, I don't think it's better, but I think it's just as healthy when you're in a pinch. Versus what, not eating at all?
Well, if you're in a pinch 24 hours a day, and that's all you do is take...
I don't think he's always in a pinch. He just says at times it's busy.
Yeah.
And I agree. I would have a greens and whey if I didn't have time for a meal.
But I'm just saying don't use that as a crutch.
Right. Yeah, definitely don't do that for every meal of every day. That wouldn't be just
so it really depends on what you mean by this.
He says at times it's busy.
So at times, then yes.
At times.
Fire
it's
back
okay.
a protein shake, throw some greens in there. But if you're saying, I'm just too lazy to get in the kitchen and cook, and I'm just going to have 6 protein shakes a day, that's going to be a no-go. So
that is not approved.
the whole food, there's nothing more anabolic, there's nothing more thermogenic. And when I say thermogenic, I just mean like your body actually burns more calories because it has to digest the food than whole foods. So that's
Whole
why
foods are legit.
that's why we always say if you're planning on having 3 meals a day or 4 meals a day, have one of those meals being a protein shake after your workout. The rest of it all those nutrients should be coming from whole foods.
I don't mind having people have 2 shakes a day if they're extremely busy and they need it. And like it makes sense. I get it. For some people that's easier. But especially if it's like one early in the morning instead of breakfast and then one late at night instead of snacking or instead of dessert, okay, that can fly. But yeah, like you said, just leaning on it as a crutch too often, it's just you need food.
Yeah.
Like we always say, you just need to eat food.
Okay, next question from Snapchat. A lot of Snapchat questions here.
That's great.
So,
except you prefer Twitter.
Yeah, I do. I do prefer
so
Twitter.
It's not great.
Because it's easier to find your questions. And a lot of times you guys will send me Snapchat questions.
I love Snapchat.
And if I don't write you back the answer, it's because I'm
saving
using this question
right
for this
now.
show. So don't feel like, oh, he snubbed me, he didn't write me back.
What
if
a
I see
jerk.
a good question, I'm going to answer it on camera because I think it's more value. Especially since on Snapchat it's private. Like, everybody can't see my answers.
True.
So that's why I'm
Is
always...
that why you like Twitter better?
That's why... No, Twitter's just because it's easier.
It's easy to search, yeah.
But whenever you're asking me a question, like, put it on our Facebook page or something because then everybody can see the answer. And that's why we want to do this show, so everybody can see our questions. Or your questions, and we answer them on camera.
Then you're helping other people too.
Exactly.
Awesome.
So the question is from Ricker2000 from Snapchat. He or she says, what are your thoughts on aging and metabolism? I've noticed I've gotten to my mid-30s. My metabolism isn't the same as my early 20s. Is that due to a change in lifestyle, boys, or something to 18?
Lifestyle boys or something to 18 with metabolism?
Yes, I don't really understand what that means, but I have read differing opinions, but I want to know from Mr. LiveLean. So
I love it.
So it sounds like the person's got to their mid-30s and their metabolism isn't the same as their 20s.
Well, we're in our 30s.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. And how do you feel? Is your metabolism different, Mr. LiveLean?
I can't say for one. I've never seen a study or a test on myself to say your metabolism was this in the 20s and now it's this when you're 35. Yes, I'm 35.
I know.
So I can't.
His birthday's soon too.
I can't speak from experience, but what I can tell from just like observations, I would say probably, yeah.
Do you think it's harder to stay lean now?
I would say probably, but I'm not using it as an excuse. Because as you get older, there's different factors that happen with your body, like different hormonal structures and everything. Mm-hmm. But like I said, you keep working out hard, you keep your diet healthy and clean, and you can maintain this. Like I'm saying, I'm turning 36 in a couple months, and I'm still as lean as I've ever been. I'm still maintaining my muscle.
And you're actually leaner now than you were in your early 20s.
Yeah, I'm feeling
I think
energetic.
It could go either way because there's certain factors in your 20s that make it hard to stay lean, like all the beer drinking and partying that we did in our 20s. But like our lifestyle now is more conducive to living lean because we know how to cook and we know how to work out. And in our early 20s, we were both kind of stumbling around, figuring things out and making a lot of mistakes. So whether it's your metabolism or your actual behavioral habits, I don't know. Things are different for sure between your 20s and 30s. But I don't know if your metabolism is slower necessarily.
I would sway to the side that yes, it probably is slower, but I would
Maybe
also be like, don't use that as an
that's
excuse.
A bad excuse.
It's like if you're not seeing the results, you got to change something up. You're maybe eating too much or too little. So just don't use the metabolism thing in your age as a crutch because there's a lot of people out there in their 30s, their 40s, their 50s who are living lean and looking awesome. So
and I've seen plenty of people look better in their 30s than they did in their entire 20s. So it's not anything that should hinder your progress or stand in your way.
But thanks for that question.
Yeah, it's a great question because we do get that a lot. And a lot of times people are worried about starting living lean too late. There is no such thing as too late. You could be 75 and I would still encourage you to start right now. There's no such thing as too late. Okay. So, hey, Brad and Jess. This is from Kathy Figueroa on Facebook. She says, first of all, thank you so much for all that you do. I've been part of the LiveLean journey for about a year. I must say, I've learned everything from you guys. Have a question. Is there a preference of what time of the day you eat fruit? As long as it fits with my daily calorie needs, does it matter when I eat it, or should it be avoided at night?
So the old dreaded fruit question.
Yeah. Well, and also the nighttime fat gang.
So like we may take slightly different stances on this.
Yeah, maybe
because she's a fruit queen.
Fruit.
She's a fruit queen, and I tend
obsessed with fruit.
to moderate the amount of fruit that I take.
Yeah. You're more of a meat guy. I'm more of like a fruit girl.
Well, also your body processes carbohydrates a lot better than what my body processes carbohydrates.
That may be so.
So yeah, like you can go crazy on carbs and
not crazy. I don't go crazy. Like you're acting like I'm binging on food. It's not that bad.
Ooh, I hit a nerve.
I'm like offended now. No, but I definitely I eat more fruit than you do on a daily. Like I'm snacking on apples and oranges and stuff when he's having protein shake or something else. But I don't think like. Is there a preference of what time of day you eat it? I actually eat more fruit during the early part of the day and the afternoon. So more of a pre-workout and post-workout type window. I don't usually actually sometimes at night we'll have like some frozen cherries or berries or something like that as like for a sweet tooth. But I would say the majority of the fruit I eat is going to happen in the daytime, earlier hours, just because that's when I'm more active and it's going to be more utilized and everything. And so that's the reason. But does it need to be avoided at night? No.
Yeah. I basically have my fruit post-workout, and then I have it as a snack every once in a while. And if I have a sugar craving at night rather than
it's better
grabbing ice cream or something,
else,
it's just like we just use frozen cherries, and it like hits the spot.
Yeah, frozen cherries are like one of our go-to. Like,
so I would just,
dessert.
if you are going to eat something at nighttime, I would just choose something a little bit lower sugar and lower glycemic, like berry. Like berries are perfect, frozen berries. Throw them into a bowl.
Blueberries, raspberry, any type of berry
all that
is
stuff.
good. And it's great. It's like a nice little like sweet tooth filler. So it's like one of your best dessert options out there. So don't be afraid of that at night. You do kind of want to avoid going over your daily calories or carbs by eating too much fruit. So if you're concerned about it, or if you're having trouble losing weight, or you're having trouble getting lean, then maybe take a look at your overall fruit consumption, and maybe it's too much, but you may be okay.
Yeah. Okay, let's take one more question. This one comes from Twitter from @Themke.L. Ask, what to do when you hit a plateau? So we kind of answered this one last week.
Oh yeah, we did have that.
But let's just touch on it quickly again.
Okay. So the short answer is you got to change things up. Change what you're doing if you need to see a change in what you're seeing. That's kind of what it comes down to.
Yeah.
So if you've been doing the same workout for a long time, then obviously you're going to plateau, because that's just kind of the way the human body works. We improve until a certain point when the same workout doesn't get you any further.
Yeah.
So you've got to either change the modality. That means different amount of reps, different amount of rest periods, different amount of weight, different amount of intensity.
So many things you can change.
So there's so many variables in workouts. And if you've done our workout programs, then you see we have different phases on purpose, because we want to avoid plateaus with you guys. So none of our training programs are going to have any like phase that's the same type of workout for longer than 6 weeks.
6 weeks
is like about
would be
the
on
most.
the high end. Yeah,
like usually 4 to 6 weeks.
And then you see like on my LiveLean Afterburn program, the training style changes up every single workout. So you could basically take
types.
You could take that 6 week workout and you could just keep doing it, because it's like the training style is always changing with it.
Yeah.
But that's how you get through a plateau. And when it comes to nutrition, it's kind of the same thing. Like if you're going low calorie for so long, your body's just going to, essentially just kind of stop doing what it's doing, and you got to kind of give it a kickstart again and add in some more calories to it.
And so changing up the types of foods that you're eating too is good from time to time, because your body just really gets used to things. And a lot of people get stuck in their ways. Like they just keep eating the same, training the same, and just same day in, day out is same.
Yeah.
So try switching things up. If you usually work out in the morning, try working out at night instead. It might, kind of stir things up for you. And if you like need workout programs to follow that are constantly changing, and you want to like just stick with one source for the workout plan so you don't have to go finding new workout plans, our Team Live Lean site is the perfect place. And it's all designed to get you lean and strong and get, you know, exactly the kind of results that you see us getting.
Yeah.
So those plans are great.
Yeah, so that's it, guys. Thanks for all your questions. Keep those questions coming in. Make sure when you are asking the questions that you do use hashtag #LiveLeanTV.
Please do. Very important.
Because that will get your answers answered for show.
Yes.
For reals. And let's put out the question of the day. Who asked the last question of the day? Was it you or me?
It was you about the gift card, right?
Right. So thank you for those suggestions. So yeah, so just one more reminder. Go over to iTunes, go over to Stitcher, so Stitcher is for Google Android phones, and then iTunes obviously is for iPhones. So go over there and review and rate the podcast. That's very important for the first, I think, 90 days of a new podcast for you guys to get over there. So please go do that. So you have a question or you want...
Sure. I was thinking of like a nutrition question for you guys. Like if there's one thing that you struggle with the most with nutrition, what would it be? Is it with nighttime cravings? Is it with consistency? Is it with grocery shopping and cooking at home?
Good question.
What is the number one thing that you struggle with when it comes to nutrition?
So since you guys who are listening on the podcast can't answer that, get your butt over to YouTube, subscribe to the channel, and post your answers below as well. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in for another episode. We're on episode, this is number 4, man. We're just rolling along here.
Oh,
so
yeah, they go fast.
On to 5 next week. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you the next episode.
Boy.
Boy.
Keep living lean.
Hey. Living lean.
Stole my line.